The standard narrative is basically this is the advice that the boomers have given us, our parents. Basically, get a job, buy a house, work until you're 65, and get a pension because, your job is secure. Just be loyal to the company and they will take care of you in your old age. And that is the standard narrative. And that is no longer true, especially for millennials. We get called all the time for being lazy, for being entitled, and saying that our problems have been created by ourselves and they're not real problems. But if you actually look at it, back then, the boomers had a totally different set of circumstances, right? And the advice that they gave is absolutely outdated. You can no longer afford a house. And getting a job doesn't mean you can actually keep it until you're 65. And pensions are almost extinct. I mean, as millennials, we have to deal with job switching every 5 years pretty much because a lot of people have to work temp jobs. That is just not the reality anymore. So we need to take care of ourselves instead of waiting for the company to take care of us. So this is why I believe that the standard narrative doesn't make sense and doesn't apply. We have to throw out that outdated advice and basically write a new rule book. So the rule book is that instead of giving everything to your employer and expecting them to take care of you, because they won't, you have to face all sorts of things like outsourcing, especially in my field, which is tech. You could be faced with outsourcing, you could lose your job, you have no control over that, right? So you need to be able to take care of yourself. And if you buy a massive overpriced house and have to pay off the mortgage, you're stuck with your employer. You really have no choice. It really shows the power of having enough money and having that passive income to support you so that you don't have to rely on a job, right? Because they're no longer stable and giving you a pension at the age of 65. It just doesn't work anymore. So we need to take care of ourselves. We need to learn how to invest. We need to save enough money so that the money allows us to live off of it rather than rely on our employee.